Hey there everyone, I want to make sure my audio is working real quick, wait for a couple more people to hop in here, and then we're going to get the little weather forecast chat started. Perfect, so the audio is working. If you have any questions throughout all of this, just drop them down in the comments and I'll do my best to get to them at the end of this. So I wanted to take some time here to be able to go a little bit more in depth with the forecast and the wintry weather that we're expecting heading into this coming week. So we do have a big cold front on the way and it's going to come into the coastal bend for tomorrow, but we're not quite going to be feeling it just yet. It's actually going to be a pretty mild day heading into Saturday. Right now, here's a look at where that cold front sits. It's a little bit further than it was when we showed it to you on our evening news. It's through about Oklahoma and just approaching Amarillo up in the Panhandle. So it'll be down here heading into tomorrow morning, but again, not quite going to be super cold just yet. Where it is super cold is going to be up in Canada. They've got temperatures in the negative teens, 20s, 30s. We're not going to get that cold here, thankfully, but we are going to have our own cold weather and wintry weather, especially here in the coastal bend. So that being freezing rain, probably not looking at any sleet, but maybe the potential for some snow. So we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Our weekend, we've got that cold front coming in tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty mild day, a great day actually to get any home preps done around the house. So if you need to go wrap any pipes, you need to bring some plants in, make sure there's some space for your cats or dogs, your pets, to come inside during the cold weather. Make sure you're getting all of that done on Saturday. It's going to be a gorgeous day for it. We've got temperatures in the 60s and 70s and a lot of sunshine, especially heading into the afternoon. Now Sunday, that sunshine continues, but we're going to start to get pretty breezy, and those northerly winds, they're going to bring in a lot colder air. So Sunday morning is going to be the first out of multiple mornings that we spend in the 30s. I don't quite foresee a freeze in many areas on Sunday morning, but maybe some low-lying drainage areas in the way northern parts of the coastal bend, they may briefly freeze, but I think that's about it for Sunday morning. Otherwise, a breezy and cool afternoon with high temperatures in the 50s. So like I said, a great time to be thinking about those 3 Ps, doing home preps over the weekend. It'll be cool on Sunday, but it's still a nice day to get any of this stuff done. Again, pets, plants, and pipes. And I know lots of folks are wondering, when do we need to wrap our pipes? And I think honestly most places you'll probably need to have done that at least one night out of the coming week. And so the general guidelines that we give for this are anytime we have a hard freeze for 4 hours or more, so 28 degrees or more or 28 degrees or colder for more than 4 hours, or anytime we have an air temperature of 20 degrees or colder. So that is our criteria for wrapping pipes here. Wintry weather forecast, we do have a weather impact alert for Monday night through Tuesday morning. So notice we go all of Sunday and most of Monday until we get to this winter alert here in the coastal bend. And the reason, it's going to be a mix of a couple different things. We're going to have the freezes, we're going to have some pretty cold wind chills because I mentioned the wind on top of those cold temperatures, but our weather impact alert is for the winter precipitation potential. So freezing rain and the potential for some snow. I think most places are going to end up seeing freezing rain out of anything. So what you need to do to prepare, again, just kind of winterize your home, wrap those pipes, bring in your plants, and have your winter gear at the ready. Those big heavy jackets and gloves, hats, all your warm clothes, get it out and be ready to use it heading into the next couple of days. And if you do have to go anywhere, make sure that you do travel safely and do so slowly. So that cold front comes through the coastal bend tomorrow morning, bringing cooler temperatures to the area. But you'll see the colder temperatures, they wait to arrive until Sunday morning. At that point, we're into the 30s here in Corpus Christi. Again, I don't see too many places at the freezing mark for Sunday morning. We're clear and chilly and it's a beautiful day on Sunday, just on the cool side with those highs in the 50s. Now, heading into Monday morning, that cold front, it stalls over the Gulf of Mexico, and as it lingers there, it's going to help this surface low pressure form. This little low pressure is going to be the driving force for all of our rain and precipitation chances over the next couple of days. So going forward in this futurecast, I have these labeled rain, freezing rain, and snow. So keep that in mind. It's all going to be really clearly labeled and easy to see, hopefully. So we've got rain chances beginning in the coastal bend starting Monday afternoon. Those are going to start along the coast and our southern communities and gradually work their way inland and up to our northern counties heading into Monday evening. At this point, you can see Monday evening on that timestamp, it's all still just rain on the radar. That's because we don't have any freezing surface temperatures just yet. So let's break down this forecast looking at the column of the atmosphere, basically, or the atmospheric profile, as we call it, just time by time. So we've got 3 columns here to look at. The first one is Monday afternoon. We're just going to be seeing rain because we have saturation, or a lot of moisture, in the lower parts of the atmosphere, and our temperatures are above freezing. That's a pretty easy forecast to manage. Now, heading into Monday night, what we call snow growth layer of the atmosphere, about 20,000 feet up in the air, there's not a lot of moisture there. And if you don't have any moisture in that snow growth region, you can't get snow, and that snow can't come down to the surface. That also limits our potential for sleet here in the coastal bend. That being said, below that snow growth layer, there's freezing temperatures and there's saturation. So you can actually have little liquid water droplets below freezing. We call that super cold water, and that is what we're going to be seeing in the atmosphere. That's how we have the liquid rain coming down even though our temperatures are freezing. So as that comes down to the surface, you'll see the below freezing temperatures on Monday night into Tuesday morning. Those gradually work up into the atmosphere, and so we see in locations where the temperature at the surface is freezing, we get that freezing rain. So a couple degrees could make the difference in whether you see freezing rain in one location versus another. You have to have those freezing surface temperatures to get freezing rain in order for it to stick and become ice. Now, heading into Tuesday, this is when we transition, instead of rain to freezing rain like Monday overnight. Now we may transition from freezing rain and rain mixed in there to potentially some snow. So yes, that S word is floating around, snow. So Tuesday morning, at this point, that low pressure has been lingering around for about a day. And yesterday, we started to pick up on a trend where it would linger a little bit longer into Tuesday afternoon. And so what that is doing is it's going to continue to drag colder temperatures into the coastal bend on the backside of it. So we're getting more northerly winds for a little bit longer. That brings colder temperatures down here. But what it's also doing, you'll notice now that the entire column here, the profile of the atmosphere, is not only saturated, but it's below freezing. So that gives the opportunity for moisture to work upwards into the atmosphere up to that snow growth region. And in some places, mainly across our northern counties, I think is the best chance, but that chance does extend across a lot of the coastal bend now, to see potentially some snow as this low pressure system kind of wraps up and makes its departure. So here's looking at Tuesday morning. I think the majority of people will be seeing freezing rain because we're going to have pretty widespread rain chances Monday evening through Tuesday morning, and I do think most places are going to be below that freezing mark. Maybe towards the islands and immediate coastal areas, it'll be a little trickier to pinpoint whether they're seeing freezing rain or not. Usually they're a little bit warmer. So here's Tuesday morning. And then we have the little low pressure lingering for a little bit longer. And here it's on its way out, but it has lingered long enough that you see the blue arrows. That's that colder air coming around the back that I told y'all about. And then you have all the moisture still coming over the coastal bend. And that's how we could potentially get a little chance at some snow here in the coastal bend. Again, the best chances I think are going to be a little bit further to our north, but you know, fingers crossed, maybe we can get a little bit here in Corpus Christi. Now, heading into Wednesday, we're going to see that low pressure move away from us further into the Gulf. It is gone, goodbye, and we're left with clearing skies. So at this point, the question in the forecast is going to be how quickly do we clear out, and do we clear out quickly enough to really see our temperatures drop. So as of right now, I've got our forecast in Corpus Christi for Wednesday morning at 27 degrees. So that does qualify as a hard freeze for Corpus Christi, and of course surrounding areas in inland and to our north, they're going to be even colder. Now, if we clear out really quickly heading into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, we could see that forecast drop even more. So we have one weather impact alert right now. That's for Monday night to Tuesday morning for the winter precipitation. We're also thinking about adding another one for Wednesday morning for the potential of a hard freeze. We don't have it out just yet, but we are keeping our eye on that, and it is something that we're going to continue to watch the trends on it, and we may be issuing that as early as tomorrow, that extra impact alert. So here's a little timeline. You can kind of pick out which place on here describes the place that you live. I've got Corpus Christi, our northern counties, the brush country, which includes Kingsville, and then our islands and coastal communities. So you can see the rain starts the earliest in those coastal communities in Corpus Christi on Monday around lunchtime, give or take an hour, just depending on when you eat lunch. And then later in the afternoon up to the northern counties as that rain works inland. So by about midnight is when I have on here, that's when we could start to see the transition to freezing rain across our northern counties, because they're going to get the coldest first. So once you drop below that freezing mark, that's when we're going to start to see the freezing rain. And then as the low pressure moves out, I've got that little blue there on the end, those little snow chances as the little low pressure moves away and takes the moisture with it in a way out of our forecast. So tomorrow, a very mild day. Again, great weather to go be doing any home preps. We've got temperatures in the 60s and 70s with a lot of sunshine, maybe a couple stronger wind gusts, and we will see a little bit of fog in the morning as a note, but the cold front is going to clear it out, and the winds are going to help push all the fog out of here, as well as any lingering clouds. So here is our 7-day forecast. You can see that weather impact alert on Monday and Tuesday. Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we do have that weather impact alert for the second half of the day. So if you are going to any events in the first part of the day, you should be good to go. We're not really going to be seeing rain chances in the morning, and then heading into the afternoon, we're going to see the rain chances, but it's not going to be the winter precipitation like we saw last Martin Luther King Jr. Day, where it was canceling things. So I don't really see anything getting canceled, maybe getting moved indoors for rain chances in the afternoon, but otherwise that impact alert starts heading into Monday night for the increasing chances for winter precipitation, so the freezing rain, and then eventually potentially the snow chance heading into Tuesday morning. So Tuesday morning, not quite the coldest of the week. I think that still is going to go to Wednesday. We're talking about maybe another impact alert for Wednesday morning, but Tuesday afternoon is going to be the coldest afternoon. Tuesday afternoon, temperatures in the 30s, so very chilly. I am going to check out the comments really quick. I'm going to turn my microphone off, and I will be back here in just a little. Okay, hi, I'm back. So it says there's 20 something comments, but I can't see all of them for some reason. Maybe I have to change how I'm logged in, actually. I am not great with technology at times. I apologize. Somebody did ask if this is a leopard or cheetah print shirt. I genuinely have no idea. I always call it leopard print. Okay, now I can see all the comments. No, I can't. What? It's still not letting me see all the comments, but I'll just, I have to click backwards through graphics, so I apologize for that. It's gonna look a little wacky here, but I'll just hit some of the high points again that we commonly get questions about. So first and foremost, hello, clicker. My little receiver for the clicker is all the way across the studio, so it doesn't want to take a lot of the time. Okay, so when is the cold front coming through? That's gonna be tomorrow morning. We're just not going to feel the full effects of that cold front until later this coming week. So Sunday, it's going to be a lot cooler by about 20 degrees compared to tomorrow, but it's still not even going to be the coldest day of the week. So this weekend, going to be a great time to do those home preps, pets, plants, pipes. Again, the qualifications or the criteria that we use for pipes is going to be a hard freeze, so 28 degrees for 4 hours or more, or 20 degrees, which I don't have anywhere getting quite that low, but again, we're talking about Wednesday potentially issuing another one of these, a weather impact alert for a hard freeze. I do have the hard freeze already in the forecast, but how cold it gets, again, it's still gonna depend on that cloud forecast for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. And as always, disclaimer to the forecast, we're still a couple days out. We have to wait for the high resolution data to come in over the weekend. We're still, I think, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 to 4 days out of this forecast. So we still have to wait and see what the high resolution data says, but a lot of it so far has been saying that freezing rain. And last night, evening, it started to throw a little bit of that snow into the forecast. So we're getting excited about that. But again, make sure that you're driving carefully. And if you don't have to go anywhere, then don't. It's going to be great weather to stay home and just bundle up and be warm in all of your winter gear. So we've got the cold front coming through. It gets colder heading into Sunday. And then the low pressure forms. That's what's going to be putting a lot of moisture and energy into our atmosphere. The rain chances start on Monday and they expand over the whole area. And then heading into Monday night, that is when we start to see the potential for that freezing rain here in the coastal bend. So one last quick glance over of this graphic. I know it's a lot to look at. Basically what this is showing is how the atmosphere is getting more moisture in it from Monday afternoon until Tuesday morning, and that it's getting colder. So those two things, when they line up over one another, that is when we see the chance for winter precipitation. So that starts Monday night and then heads into Tuesday morning and early Tuesday afternoon. So here's what that looks like on Futurecast. Potentially, again, that snow could be in the forecast for a decent portion of the coastal bend, but I think a lot, or the best chance rather, is going to be to our north. So that moves off. Wednesday morning, the question of how cold, it's going to depend on the cloud cover. And will I see snow? I know that's probably the most common question. It just depends on where you're going to be, just the same as it depends on whether you see freezing rain or not. It's going to depend on that surface temperature. So a couple degrees really can make all the difference. On that note, though, you can still have snow if the surface temperature is a little bit above freezing, so long as most of the atmosphere is below freezing. It'll just melt a good bit quicker. So tomorrow, temperatures are pretty mild. 7-day forecast, not looking all that bad. A little bit cooler. So tomorrow's gonna be the warmest day of the week. Make sure that y'all stay warm, you stay dry, you stay safe heading into Monday night and Tuesday. And if y'all have any questions, y'all can continue to put them in the comments here. I'll keep reading them for a little while longer. Make sure you visit our website, KIIITV.com, and add a /forecast, and it'll take you right to our little forecast page. Here is one last little check of the 7-day forecast, and I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Y'all have a good weekend, and stay safe, stay dry, stay warm.